foundation of all relationships is trust.
Start spilling.
Here on out, I'm rolling with an iron fist, Meech.
They become a threat.
Mom?
Don't you say nothing to nobody.
And I was starting to get a clear picture of everyone.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mark Dark, and I'm back with another video. If you're new, if you love BMF, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video, and leave your theories, comments, everything down below. Now today we're going to be talking about BMF Season 1, Episode 3. This is the recap. Now I'm going to try my best to go over all the key points in this recap. If I miss anything, you guys let me know down below. And overall, this was a very good episode. We're starting to see a lot of tensions in the air, and we're starting to see that Meech, he can't necessarily trust everybody around him. Everybody around him, they ain't for the team. And we saw that in this episode. The question is, will these people be exposed? And I'm talking about your girl Cato. Will she be exposed? Will we actually find out what she, what else she told Lamar and what type of history the two have? But Cato is definitely a person that needs to be watched. A lot of you guys have been saying B. Mickey can't be trusted. At the end of the day, Meech has to watch everybody that's close to him. So let's begin the recap. What did we see? Now, the episode begins off with another flashback between Meech and Terry. Of course, the two are arguing about food. They end up getting into a fight. And y'all know how it is growing up. You know what I'm saying? Messing around in the house. You break one of mom's plates, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? Once that plate hit that ground and broke, you already knew what time it was. You know what I'm saying? You knew Lucille, when she found out about this, it was going to be bad news for the brothers. And of course, she punished them, plain and simple. She gave them an old-fashioned beat down. The two brothers took their punishment and they learned from it. Now, after this, they show us what was going on between Meech and, of course, Pat. Now, we knew eventually Pat was going to have a conversation with Meech about, the money, it being short. We know what happened in the last episode. And now Pat is very upset that Meech does not have all of his money. Now, this is the problem. Pat got the whole car wrapped up in plastic. Your boy Meech just like, man, what did you plan on doing to me? Like, you know what I'm saying? I thought we was cool, Terry got shot. I'm trying to deal with all that. I'm going to get your money. Don't worry about any of that. Now, as he's telling Pat this, your boy Meech ends up hallucinating. He ends up seeing J Mo all bloody and sick. And he's just tweaking out, y'all. He is tweaking out. I'm looking like, man, your boy Meech is definitely not in the right state of mind. And Pat had to touch him like, look, do you hear me? Like, I'm talking to you. I need my money, and I'm going to give y'all 6 days. 6 days, that's it. So get out there and do whatever you got to do to make that money. Meech was kind of pissed off, but at the end of the day, he understands that this comes with the game. And Pat let him know that he's not playing around. Now, did y'all peep Pat? Once Meech left the car, he was pretty much telling his homeboy, yeah, we got to keep them at bay or whatever. We got to keep them right up under us. Pretty much, I want to always control these guys. They can never move above me. This is what Pat wants to continue to do based off what we saw in this last episode, which at the end of the day, we know Meech and Terry, they ain't going to be sitting around for too much longer. Then we get to your boy, Pastor Swift. Snoop Dogg has entered the BMF universe. And to be honest, Pastor Swift was cool. I mean, he prayed for Terry and his recovery. He let them know, about his family that is a lawyer. I talked to you guys about that when I broke down his character. And I talked about the lawyer. She will be coming very, very soon. She will be helping out Terry in the whole surgery case that's going on. Now, did y'all peep? Your boy Charles, he was kind of upset that, Lucille was holding hands with the pastor, but everybody was holding hands in a circle just praying. As I told you guys earlier in my Quick Thoughts video, I believe your boy Charles, he does not like another man coming up in that house taking care of anything. It can be small things, but he feels like he needs to be the man that's taking care of all the family issues. At the end of the day, we know that Lucille was holding his hand. Some of you guys say that she was feeling Pastor Swift. Well, we're going to find out later down the line if that's going to be the case. But as of right now, we know your boy Charles does have issues with other people handling business. especially his son, Meech. Now, he tells Meech he wants his key because he does not live there anymore, and that's it. So now Meech has to give him his key, and the sad part is, yeah, you taking the key, but Meech done paid the mortgage. Of course, your boy Charles does not know anything about that until at the end of the episode. Then we get to Meech and Terry. Of course, Terry is talking to him about splitting profits 50-50. And Meech is like, look, we got problems with Pat. We got to worry about that first before we start talking about what we going to be doing. And, the topic of discussion is, of course, the warehouse factory workers. And this is the idea that Terry has come up with, that they need to probably target that market. So that was going to be the game plan. Now we get to your boy Lamar, and I guess his whole game plan of taking out Flamil. And of course, we know what happened to J Mo. Everything is looking good for Lamar. Now him and his boy Slick, they can kind of smooth talk everybody and let them know, they can handle things until Flamil comes back. Once he comes back, everybody is saying that we're going to listen to him. But we know Lamar, he's going to make sure Flamil is not going to be able to make it back at all costs. So far, your boy Lamar is doing excellent when it comes to his whole game plan, coming back, trying to take what he has lost. And, hopefully Meech is able to make those adjustments down the line to neutralize Lamar in his plans. Then we get to Detective Bryant and Detective Lopez. They come to the house. They're questioning Terry. Lopez ain't playing around. Now, Lopez, he asked about the Benz that was all shot up that Terry was in. He wants to know more information about this. And this is when your girl, LaWanda, comes in, and she's like, look, well, that was my Benz. My uncle got that Benz for me or whatever as a gift. That's it. Because she has to make up this lie to protect Terry. And when she does this, everybody is looking at them like, okay, something's not right. They know something's up. And, the topic of discussion turns into, well, people with Benzes like that out of nowhere usually are drug dealers. So what is going on? We know Charles was looking like, okay, something is definitely not clicking. And throughout the whole episode, he was kind of on Terry's case. He did ask LaWanda some questions about that Benz and her uncle and stuff like that. But this secret about Terry is definitely going to come out. Charles, it's right there in your face. I mean, it's clear as day that your son, he's out in these streets as well. Then we get to your boy Detective Lopez, Detective Bryant, and Lopez is like, man, why are you not pressing the Flannery brothers like that? You're acting kind of soft for real. And this is when Detective Bryant tells him, look, he's been doing this job for way longer than he has, and that don't ever disrespect him again, or pretty much he's going to catch these hands. You know what I'm saying? Detective Bryant is not playing any of that. And as of right now, he is showing a lot of loyalty to the Flannery brothers. He's not trying to, of course, throw them under the bus. And he's not going to allow Detective Lopez to bring him down. Now we get to B. Mickey and Cato. And we know that B. Mickey ain't trying to really go to this whole bowling party for Terry. And once again, you can kind of see the chemistry between the two. You can kind of see Cato flirting a little bit. You already know B. Mickey, he trying to get up all in that. Now, while they're out there talking, the security guard pulls up. Top flight security is in the building. And he's telling them, look, y'all got to get off, this property pretty much. I know what y'all doing. I know you a pimp. And when he says this, B. Mickey was so upset. He was ready to fight this dude, man. He was pissed off. Now, Cato has to calm him down, said, it's not worth it. So they're going to have to figure out and explain to Meech why they ain't doing what he needs them to be out there doing. Now, your boy Lamar, he has dominated this episode. His whole game plan has worked out, I guess. He is being able to get closer to Monique. Her guard has dropped down so much. And this is what Lamar wanted. Now, I got a feeling they're going to get even closer, especially after how this episode ended. Lamar is back in the house, and he got, Monique's daughter calling him daddy once again. He's very happy, and as of right now, it's looking good on his behalf. The question is, how long will Lamar's success last? I told you guys, eventually, Meech and Terry, they're going to have to make some adjustments very, very soon. Now, Meech, he says, you know what? let me head out to that, the factory workers out where the warehouses is at. He sees the food trucks and he's like, man, this is a good way to make some money. So he talks to the dude, David. He has a truck, of course, called Fonzo's or whatever. This is what they call him. And he's like, okay, this is going to be a great opportunity for us to use this to make some money, and way more money than we've been doing thus far. Now, David explains that he doesn't have his permit. This is the reason why he's not on the lot, and he's not trying to pay no $500. So you already know Meech was like, okay, I got it. I will definitely take care of this. Then we get to Marceline Beckwith. Now she's the new division head, and of course they have a drug task force. The operation will be called Drano, and the game plan is, of course, to crack down and break down these drug dealers that's on the blocks and stuff like that. Put a little bit more pressure on everybody. Now Detective Brian is like, man, we already been doing a solid job. Why do you need to come? Like, we good. Of course, they ain't having that. They like, look, we got to press down a little bit harder. I mean, what y'all doing, it ain't enough. The state is getting involved in all of this. And once again, we get a history lesson. Now, Coleman Young was the first black mayor of Detroit, and he would not let the state patrol inside city limits. So eventually the state said, you know what? We're going to combine all the policing agencies into one. In this way, we can attack this whole drug thing in a stronger way. Now, I want you guys to do a little bit of research on this guy, because apparently he has some family members, including his niece, that was involved in some drug stuff, y'all. So this dude has some family members involved in a lot of different things. The rumor was he was trying to protect them, but I don't know if all that's true, but that was some of the rumors about that mayor. But we know that this whole task force thing is getting very, very serious, and we know Detective Bryant will tell Meech and Terry about this later on in the episode. Now, Meech and Terry are able to get David to agree to help them out with their whole drug operation on his food truck. Now, at first, David was kind of mad because Terry was pretty much dogging out the food truck, pretty much saying that it's all small, he doesn't really like it and stuff like that. It made David very upset. But then again, once Meech said, look, I got this permit for you, and he gave him some money, he was all on board. I mean, why not, right? So now David will be helping out with this whole food truck. Of course, we know that Cato and B. Mickey will be the ones that's going to be selling the product on the food truck. But this is an excellent game plan that they have put together. Then we get to your boy Lamar, and of course, he has visited Flamil. Now, this dude cannot catch a break. You guys have been saying every character this dude plays, he always, gets tortured. Something always negative, I will say, happens to this dude. From Snowfall to, of course, BOMF, he always catches beatdowns. And, of course, Lamar is telling him, you leaving. You ain't, once you heal up, it's over. You can go ahead, hit the road, go visit the rest of the country. You're not going to be here anymore. And he pretty much gets Flamil to agree to do this. The question is, will he actually listen to Lamar? Now, Terry and Meech end up hitting the strip club. Meech is like, look, we got to follow these factory workers. I have a game plan. I'm going to use this opportunity to get closer and to, of course, pass the product around. That way I can use them later on down the line. Now, your boy Pat pops up at the party. He ain't playing around. He just popping up out of nowhere. And he's like, look, since y'all want to be in here spending all this money, I tell you what, I'm cutting y'all due date a day short. So now y'all got less time to give me my money. And of course, these guys are very upset. But it is what it is. I guess from his perspective, he sees that they are wasting time and money. Now, Meech is able to get a connection with one of the factory workers. And he tells him, look, if you want more of this product, you just come to the food truck. I'll be out there tomorrow and we can talk business. Now, we get to Charles and he's trying to he is having a conversation with LaWanda, but we know that Charles is trying to dig. He wants to know more about her uncle, about this Benz and stuff like that, because deep down inside, he understands that Terry is a part of the game. He is doing the same thing that Meech is doing. But LaWanda, she is loyal to Terry. She's not going to break at all. And they have a great story about the car and her uncle. But we know Charles will continue to try to dig for the truth. And speaking of the truth, your girl Lucille, She pops up, has a conversation with Meech, and she's like, so you paid off the mortgage out of nowhere, like you didn't tell anybody? And Meech is like, well, I would rather pay off the mortgage than y'all be homeless. I mean, who else was going to do it? And Lucille was telling him, don't tell anybody about this. She will handle it. We know Meech at the end of the day, he's like, look, I can tell my dad that I did it. We know Charles does not want to accept this. This is one of the reasons why Meech did it anyway, because he's like, look, if I try to talk to him about this, he wouldn't even allow me to do it. So I'm just going to take care of it myself. Now, throughout the episode, B, Mickey, and Meech did not have the best conversations. Meech is still pissed off at him for what he did to J Mo in the last episode. And in this episode, it showed. And of course, Cato was digging around. She's trying to figure out, like, okay, is everything good with y'all? What's going on? She wants to know more intel about Meech and B Mickey. But B Mickey's like, look, we brothers, we argue. That's it. Don't worry about us. I got this. Now, the workers end up coming to the food truck and they order a stone burger. So now this is the code name for the product. They understand this and they got business booming. As of right now, things are going very well as far as this new little hustle that they have created. And we're going to see how long this is going to go. But using this method, it allows Meech and Terry to gain more money. And they need this money to pay back your boy Pat. Now, one of the crew members decided that it was smart to sell to a white lady. And at this particular time in history, especially in Detroit, they weren't having this. This was not a part of their code. They didn't sell to whites, plain and simple. And Meech had to let his boy know, like, look, you don't do that. We can't do that because we don't know if they're the police. They cannot be trusted. And of course, Meech is telling them, look, I need y'all to get out on these blocks. I need y'all to hustle. Whoever does the best job, y'all can get this Rolex. So you already know the 50th Street Boys, they ain't playing around. They was out there hustling, doing what they needed to do to get the rest of this money. This is exactly what Meech needed to happen in order for him to get the revenue that he needed to pay back Pat. It's crazy what people would do when you throw some extra gifts in there. And it's crazy how fast they started to make all this money. It ain't like Pat gave them a whole lot of time. He originally gave them 6 days and then he cut a day short. So they didn't have a whole lot of time to get this money. Then we get to Detective Brian and he's upset because he's like, man, where is J Mo at? He's been missing for some time now. And the last time that I saw him is when I gave him to you. So what's up? Where is he? Of course, Meech is like, I don't know what happened. I don't know where he is. And Detective Brian tells him, well, I tell you what, we got a new drug task force coming and I'm not going to be able to protect you like that anymore. So just a heads up for you to prepare for what's coming. Now we know Meech is not going to be, happy about this. And I believe in the next episode, he will have another conversation with Detective Brian about this. Now, of course, Terry does not know what's going on. He's like, J Mo, what happened? Who shot J Mo? And this is where Meech tells him B Mickey shot him. You know what I'm saying? He was just, Meech was just trying to check J Mo and see what was the deal about Terry being shot. And when he did not shoot him, B Mickey did it. Now, Terry is upset. He's like, man, so this whole time y'all been just lying to me. I'm going to tell you what. Man, you got to give me 50-50. Plain and simple. This is my new terms. I'm putting up my life at risk. I'm doing all these different things. 50-50, plain and simple. So Meech has agreed. He said, okay, all right, we're going to split it down the pipe. And we're going to see how this is going to work out. But I'm telling you right now, your boy Terry, he definitely was not playing around in this episode. He was like, look, I'm getting what I deserve. I'm not taking no shortcomings. Then we get to Meech. He has finally got all the money. He takes it back to Pat. And when he goes to see Pat, he notices that Pat, he's definitely different. Something's not right. That's because your boy Pat, he's been doing one of the things that you just don't do in the drug game. And that is get high off your own supply. That's one of the rules of the game. But of course, Pat, he ain't following the rules apparently, right? And Meech is like, okay, I see what time it is. I definitely got to get my stuff together. I definitely got to shy away from this dude and become my own boss. But Pat was happy that Meech brought his money. He had no complaints. He gave him a hug. He wanted him to stay and party, but Meech is like, nah, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I got to go to this party for Terry. I got to get up out of here. I'm going to tell you right now, Pat and Meech, this whole relationship thing that's going on is going to stop very, very soon. And, from the looks of it, Meech is like, okay, I'm definitely getting up out of here. I'm definitely, plotting and planning another way where I can stop working for this dude, which I believe will be probably happening in the next few episodes. Now we get to Terry's party. He's having a good time with his girl LaWanda. Of course, his crew is there. Everything is going good. Now your girl Cato pops up. Terry asks her where's B Mickey. You know what I'm saying? He haven't seen him. Cato kind of, says, look, I don't know where he's at. I'm not his mama, something like that. Terry gets pissed off. He's like, look, I'm tired of being disrespected by all y'all, by you, by her. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you right now, I'm coming with an iron fist. I'm not playing any games with nobody anymore. If anybody got a problem with it, you know what I'm saying, I'm here to handle it. So your boy Terry is definitely on one. Meech was looking at him like, okay, I understand you just being shot or whatever, so you're going to be more aggressive and more authoritative. Meech kind of just played it off and let that be. Now we get to your girl, Cato. Now Cato, she's supposed to be the girl that's, that shows a lot of loyalty. She's trying to prove herself to this crew. But apparently her and Lamar, they have some history. The question is, what type of history do these guys have? And whatever it is, it got to be something serious, because Lamar is like, man, you got to give me this information. I need it, and I need it now. And I ain't talking about no small stuff. I need something big. So the question is, will Cato actually, pursue this whole game plan with helping out Lamar and switching over to his crew? Or will she show you that, look, I am loyal to the 50 Boys crew. This is the organization that I want to be a part of. And, I will prove that. So we're going to see what she's going to do. As of right now, she's definitely not somebody that can be trusted. Now we see Meech, we see Lamar, because of course Meech sees them and it's like, okay, I see what time it is. Why are these guys even here in the first place? And Terry is looking as well. He is ready to go over there and just handle business, because he's like, man, this is Lamar dude. He's involved in everything. And he's thinking like, okay, he probably wants the one that popped me. But Meech did say he's going to handle this real soon, because Lamar is definitely becoming more of a problem each and every episode. Now LaWanda's upset. She ended up leaving the party. She was mad that Terry did not walk her out. And, the two end up making up, because Terry, he's going to sweet talk her, tell her he's sorry and stuff like that. Of course, Terry is trying to get up in those cheeks. LaWanda's like, nah, it's too soon. I just had the baby. And your boy Terry said, well, your mouth still work. And I'm looking like, man, this dude is a straight G. He didn't care. He said, look, I'm going to be blunt. Even though you kind of mad at me, I'm still going to let you know what I want. Now, of course, LaWanda kind of resisted at first. And then, she did what she probably needed to do, or at least what Terry wanted her to do. He was trying to get hers off. Terry's like, look, that's against my religion. But at the end of the day, we know your boy Terry definitely got topped off. And ain't no lie, that definitely happened based on what we was about to witness. Then we get to your boy Charles, and he's upset. He's like, look, man, I want to go pay the mortgage. They talking about it's already paid off. I know Pastor Swift done paid it off. What is up with that? I'm not feeling it. Now, of course, Lucille has to tell him, well, Pastor Swift ain't paid off nothing. Meech paid it off. And when he hears this, he is very upset. He's like, look, well, you're going to have to take that back. And she's like, how are we going to take back something that's already paid? It's not happening, plain and simple. And, she tells Charles, look, you're not my boss. You're not about to be talking to me like you my boss and stuff like that. Charles is so upset. He's like, look, okay, well, if you want Meech to be the man of the house, well, I'm going to leave. And he ends up getting up out of there. Now, we know Terry was trying to break up the argument, but, his father ended up leaving anyway. Now, we get to your girl, Monique. Meech pops up, and I guess he did not let her know. And he's like, look, he wants to talk or whatever. And she's like, well, you can't just be popping up unexpected. And you already knew that's how she was talking, how she was acting, that Lamar was up in there. And Meech was trying to tell her, look, you have to watch out for Lamar because he can be very, very dangerous. And this is when Lamar comes out and he's like, look, yeah, I'm here. What's up? You got to go, plain and simple. And of course, Meech, he's pissed off. He is upset. Like, okay, I see what time it is. And they're getting into it. Your boy Meech done grabbed the strap. He's like, look, I'll catch your body right here. You know what I'm saying? You ain't tough. Stop trying to act tough. And this is when Monique says, you know what? You shouldn't be pulling out a strap anyway. Zoe is here. Like, what are you thinking? And this is when Meech gets very upset. The two end up getting into it. And Meech is like, well, screw you then. You know what I'm saying? I'm done. I'm out of here. And Meech walks off very pissed off. And he's like, man, you know, I can't trust nobody. It seems like every time he tries to, of course, improve on something, Lamar does something else to, I would say, counter it. The question is, what is Meech going to do in the second half of this season to make those adjustments to Lamar? Because he's going to have to do something. He has a lot on his plate. And Lamar so far has, of course, created some issues for Meech and his organization. And he's done it very, very fast. Now, do you guys believe that Monique has broke down entirely too quickly when it comes to Lamar? Because she's pretty much broken down quick. She was talking all that stuff, but at the end of the day, all Lamar had to do was, you know, get a little soft with her, and she broke down her guard very, very quickly. The question is, how serious will Monique be when it comes to Lamar? Does she really trust him like that for real? You know what I'm saying? Deep down inside, I believe she does feel some type of way with her daughter calling him daddy, but she's the one that told her to do it in the first place. The question is, will she actually regret doing that? And I got a feeling she's probably going to regret everything that she's done. But you guys let me know, man. What do you think about this episode? Leave your theories, predictions, everything down below. As I told you guys, the episode was very tense, and you can already tell that it's going to get more interesting as the season continues, and I cannot wait for it. But thank you guys for all the love, all the support. I will catch you guys for the what to expect video for episode 4 tomorrow, so stay tuned and get ready for that. But thank you guys once again. But let me get up on out of here, man. It's your boy Mark Dark. I'm out. Peace.